Peace be unto you. God bless every one of you in the name of our Lord Jesus. Someone asked me on my life, the person said, what is the difference between a prophet and someone who have the spirit of divination? You know, when you hear a prophet and you hear somebody with the spirit of divination, some people don't really know the difference. Many people thinks everybody that prophesy is a prophet from God. Everybody that sees vision is a prophet from God, a prophet or a prophetess. You see, when you talk about prophets, you are talking about somebody that has a connection with God. And when you talk about a diviner, you know, the person asked me this question. So I said, let me teach on the topic so that more people will learn. So when you talk about a prophet, you are talking about somebody that has access to God, that has connection with God. For example, God can reveal something to a prophet that will happen in the future. And that prophet has the ability to negotiate with God to make sure if the event if the event is terrible, the prophet has the ability to negotiate with God to divert such event not to happen. But a somebody who have the spirit of divination don't have such ability. But the realms of the spirit is open for everybody to see who have spiritual eyes to see. You can see, but you don't have solution to the problem. So a prophet has solution to a problem. If God is revealing something, God brings the solution. If the case can be terrible, God brings solution to the problem. But somebody who has the spirit of divination can only see but don't have solution to the problem. So that is the difference between a prophet of God and a diviner, a prophet of God and a soothsayer, a prophet of God and somebody that has the spirit of divination. So a person that has the spirit of divination don't have solution to a problem, but they can only see, but there's no solution. But somebody that a prophet of God can see and can stop it, can negotiate with God for that thing not to happen. That was why Genesis, in the book of Genesis, when God wanted to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, Abraham begins to negotiate with God. In Genesis 18 or so, Abraham negotiated with God. Abraham negotiated with God, and God said, he started with 50. He told God, he said, if there is 50 righteous people in that land, will you destroy the land? God said no. He go to 40. God said no. He went to 30. So on and so forth. And in Genesis 20, God said Abraham was a prophet when Abimelech took his wife. God revealed himself to Abimelech the king in a dream. And God warned him that that woman he's with is Abraham's wife, not his sister. And God told the king to return the wife to Abraham, that Abraham is a prophet, that Abraham will pray for the king. God never called Abraham a prophet until that time that Abraham negotiated with God in Genesis 18. Then in Genesis 20, God called him a prophet because when God saw that Abraham has the ability of a prophet, and God called him a prophet. So a prophet has the ability to negotiate with God for an event that will occur that can be terrible, for that thing not to happen. So not everybody who prophesy is a prophet of God. Not everybody who see vision is a prophet of God. They are the realms of the spirit is very open for anybody who has the eyes to see. You will see what we want to happen, but you don't have solution. So God has a prophet of God has solution to a problem. That was why also many times God wanted to destroy the children of Israel when he was leading them from Egypt to the promised land. Moses stood to stop it. Moses begins to negotiate with God. Moses told God, he said, if you destroy these people, they will say you were not able to lead them to the promised land. Moses negotiated with God. So Moses stopped it. Moses stood, and that's why God said Moses is the meekest man on earth. Because Moses always stood for the children of Israel, even when they turned against him. And they were the one who stopped Moses from entering into the promised land. Because of them, Moses disobeyed God. So a prophet has the access to God to stop an event that will happen that can be evil. But somebody who has the spirit of divination don't have that access. You can only see, but you don't have that access to stop a terrible event that will happen. So that is the difference between a prophet of God and a soothsayer. A soothsayer see, and that is a soothsayer see but has no solution. A prophet of God sees but come with solution. If God is revealing to a prophet, God brings solution to the problem. So that is the difference. So not everybody who prophesy is a prophet of God. Not everybody who prophesy, just like the little girl in the book of Acts, when he saw the apostles, uh, uh, Paul and Silas, the little girl knew that they were from God. The little girl was saying, these men are from God. He knew that they have access to God. So the little girl was saying, until Paul realized the spirit in the girl was not of God. It took Paul days, and Paul rebuked the spirit from the girl. And because of that, Paul was arrested. Paul and Silas was arrested, and they took them to prison because they were using the girl to make money. The owner of the girl were using the little girl to make money. The girl sees, but the spirit in her was not of God. So she knew that Paul and Silas was men of God, and they are of God. They have access to God. And she was saying that it took Paul time before Paul realized this spirit that in her is not of God. So a soothsayer can see but don't have solution to the problem. A prophet of God have the ability to negotiate with God to stop a terrible event that will happen. So that is the difference. If somebody is prophesying to you and that person is telling you terrible things, don't have a solution to it. Wrong. That is. A soothsayer can see, but no solution. But God has solution to every problem. That is the difference. God bless everyone. Peace be unto you. God bless everyone.
The Illuminated Family of God TV, a channel for prophecies, wisdom, knowledge. Sons and daughters of light, subscribe to our channel for more knowledge from God. God bless you.